Good morning. Okay, guys, I think that we've got it this time. Going live on Facebook and on Instagram. And I looked back at my last video, and what I'm going to try to make sure I do is that I look at both cameras. So we're going to get this together, guys. But good morning. So it's really funny because my business tips for today is talking about being organized, having a schedule, and having a system. And I'm gonna give myself a pass because this is new. I thought 10:30 would be a good time to go live in the morning because it's in between the meetings I have and the webinars that I co-host on Wednesday afternoons. I have learned through trial and error that's might not gonna be the best, but anyway, so having a system, being organized, and all of that stuff I just said a second ago. So, and again, these videos aren't going to be really long. The goal is to kind of be going here for a couple minutes. Having a system in place is really important. And what I would recommend for anyone who wants to build, and my lives, these tips are always going to be geared towards people who want to build an organization, who want to build something big, who don't want to just be self-employed, but have an organization that's going to be able to run without you. Now, with that said, people who have those big organizations, I love Super and BB Judy and people like that. I love them. They're so real. But all of those people, they started small. You know, everybody who you see, like the social media influencers and even bigger businesses, they started small. Whether it's in the kitchen, in the garage. So at some point, they started small and they had to do everything themselves. But once you get to a place where you're so big, you can't do everything yourself. And that is what I strive for, is being so big towards I can't do everything myself. But when you get to that place, you have to have people in place and you have to have a system in place to where things can function effectively. Hey Shalise, oh my goodness, how are you? We gotta like connect. That is someone else who's another very professional person. I've known you since I was like little. Um, I lost my train of thought. See, this is why lives are dangerous. But so having a system in place, you know, when you're small, you have to do everything on your own. But what I say is start, at least, even if you can't put it in place because you don't have the people yet, start developing a system. Start developing something to where you can plug people in. And when you guys are developing a system, make sure it is simple and it's easy to follow and it's duplicatable. I am very relational and I can be very structured at times too. And with me being very structured, I'll have an Excel for my Excel for my Excel and a list for my list for my list, and that makes sense for me. That's how it helps me organize my thoughts. But I have to realize that if I'm bringing people into my organization and my business, they're not all going to function the same thing. I always talk about the star chart whenever I'm doing interviews or meeting with people. Is hey, are you structured? Are you technical? Are you relational? Are you action oriented? And no matter what type of person you're bringing into your organization, they should be able to follow whatever system that's bothering me, whatever system you put in place. So I'm gonna look at my notes so I can stay on track. So build it when you're small, so that when you're big and you have the money to hire someone, or whether it's just other independent contractors. Um, Thank you, love. I'm gonna try and do them like every Wednesday. We'll see how this goes. Um, so they can step into your system. And then also too, guys, couple other things. One, you need a schedule. My business people, you need a schedule. And your schedule doesn't have to look like everyone else's. I was just telling somebody. And people who know me kind of know that I function well at night. I will be up 2, 3, 4, some nights maybe 5 in the morning. So unless it's a meeting like I absolutely have to be at, I'm not scheduling too many 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. meetings. Now, sometimes I will, depending on what's going on, but I know me, I know how I function, and I have the luxury of being able to set my schedule when I want to. But that being said, have something to where let people know when you're open, right? And I think about this example. If you had a store that you want to go to, a boutique, a store, whatever, and you've been going there on Mondays, but this person is self-employed, they make their own schedule. Next Monday you go and they're not open. And I think about this example because I saw a post the other day. It was or the other year, and it was like I think an ice cream shop or something, like cute little eatery. and it was talking about like, oh hey, sometimes we're open. We're usually open by 12, give or take. Um, Never open on Sundays. Open on Mondays when we feel like it. We usually take a break around 3. Try to catch us, and it was a cute little funny little post. People were like, oh, the beauties of being your own boss, the beauties of being an entrepreneur, and it's absolutely right. You can pick and choose when you want to be open, when you're operating. But don't expect to have reliable clientele if you don't have reliable hours. People should know when you're open, whether you have a brick and mortar physical operation or, hey, a lot of us are doing things via Zoom right now, right? If people know that I take interviews from 10:30 to 3:30, they should be able to know when they can have an interview slot, right? If I'm meeting with my clients, with my parents, I usually have a 6 p.m. and an 8 p.m. meeting with the parents who I coach with their financial game plan. Then they'll know, hey, I talked to Brandy enough. I see her online. Whatever. I know that if I want an appointment with her, I got to see if my spouse is available at 6 or at 8 or somewhere around there. Now, again, there's flexibility. But y'all get what I'm saying? Have something where people know when you're open, right? And I'm not just talking about the brick and mortar physical places, but know when they can reach you, right? I am someone who you can reach me at 9 p.m. or, maybe even 10 p.m. There's other people, they are offended if, you call them past 5. It's up to them. But that's something I wanted to mention because, some days you open it on Monday, some days you're not, some days you open it this time. People aren't gonna come back. They're not gonna be like, oh, I hope I can catch you. Now, if you're super bad at whatever you do, then maybe. But make sure you have something. Hey, if I'm doing pop up shops every Saturday from this time to this time. The location might change, but people know if they're following your social media. Okay, hey, she is selling her candles and her pillows every Saturday. I got to figure out where she's at every Saturday from 3 a.m. to 6, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right? If I am selling dinners Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, people should be able to know when they can get a dinner from you. You know what I mean? And then also to make sure you guys have a planner. Make sure you have a physical planner. Now I say this knowing that we are in a technological age. People use Google Calendar, and I tried that this past year. Is just having a virtual calendar. But something, guys, there's something about having like something you write. One, if you write stuff down, it helps you remember stuff better. So if you have an appointment or meeting with somebody, it's gonna stick in your head better if you're writing it down. So getting some type of a planner and getting something where you are always able to take notes. That's something I found that helps me stay organized. But those are the tips today, is just being organized, having a system, having a schedule, and if you plan on getting big and growing your business, have a system that is not going to be hard for someone to jump into when the time comes. When you need a secretary, when you bringing someone in for admin work, you don't have to, when you guys are starting to get big and build your business, don't feel like you have to bring someone on full time. A lot of people are looking for part-time work. Find someone who can work 10 hours a week to help you organize the back end stuff, the business stuff, so you can focus on what you want to focus on, guys. A lot of times I see people get bogged down with the back end stuff they have no interest in doing, no desire, and no real skill in doing, when they rather be figuring out new recipes, figuring out new scents, figuring out whatever they want to do with their business. Get big enough to be able to pay somebody to do all the back end boring paperwork so you can focus on what your passion is, right? That is it. I know I a lot. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. If you guys want more coaching and more business tips, or you want to learn more about what I do, I am going to be co-hosting 2 meetings today. They're not always on Wednesdays, but I'm hosting 2 today, Wednesday at 12 p.m. and today at 7 p.m. as well. They're virtual, they're on Zoom, really talking about the financial literacy I teach on and also the business building skills as well. So I will see you guys later, and I think I did pretty well at this whole like double live thing. We'll see on the look back. Have a great day, guys.